All right, so occasionally it can be very difficult to get your guys' ideas to the devs because a lot of the time the devs don't really, in my opinion, they can't realistically listen to every single suggestion and try and implement it. And most of that kind of suggestion, like power, often gets like relegated or delegated down to YouTubers and it becomes their role to make suggestions for the game. However, this obviously excludes a huge amount of the player base who haven't got a platform to try and give their suggestions. So today I'm going to be asking my subscribers and mainly people who play the game. A lot of my subscribers also play GPO, so there's a lot of crossover. But I'm really asking them, I'm giving them a platform and basically trying to figure out what they want to see added to GPO. And yeah, let's get right into it. Great. Okay, so my question for you is, what do you want to see added to GPO or Grand Peace Online?
Uh, I don't know.
Anything.
Match. I don't know. Well, a new fruit. More legendary fruits.
More legendary fruits. What, so more Logias or just legendaries in general?
More zone fruits. Zoan fruits.
Zoan fruits. What, so
Yeah.
you think the Zoans should be legendary or?
I don't know. Like, more rare, like, common, rare zone fruits.
You want more rare Zoan fruits?
Yeah.
That's
easy to
reasonable.
come
Well, thank you. That was a good suggestion. I'm going to drag somebody else in now, but that was a pretty good suggestion. Thank you for your time. All right, what do you want to see added to GPO? Anything.
Anything?
Anything you want to see added to GPO? What is it? Like, what do you want to see added to
Oh.
GPO?
I mean, I could take a huge break from GPL.
Well, what do you want to see added in general? Like, anything? Any mechanics?
Anything, I mean, to be honest, I want more items that you can buy with Pelly because, to be honest, Pelly is just kind of useless when just max level.
That's a good
You just don't have
suggestion.
nothing to do at the end.
That's true, yeah. I mean, we are getting some clothes, which I think might be Pelly, but could be Robux, but yeah, I agree
think-
with that.
I thought, so are we gonna able to buy the clothes with Pelly but customize the character also?
Yeah, I think so. I think you buy the clothes for Pelly. I think that's what they're for mainly. But they probably will
Oh,
be.
alright.
I think you can probably buy them with Robux too, but they're adding more clothes to the game, so.
Alright.
But that's a pretty good suggestion, though. More stuff for Pelly. Well, thank you for that suggestion. Gonna grab somebody else.
Alright, thanks. Have a nice day.
What do you want to see added to GPO? Anything.
That's a hard question.
Anything. Like, what do you want to see added? Like, more Zoans? Like, what's your, what do you want to see in the game?
I actually would like to see more ship customization.
That's a very good suggestion. That's actually a really good suggestion, yeah. So I'm assuming you think it should be for Pelly, right? Not Robux, or?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So it would be more useful.
That's definitely a great idea. Thank you for your suggestion. My question
Hello.
for you is, what do you want to see added to GPO? Anything.
Let's see. Maybe fruit and almond hockey mix. Fruit and hockey mix, like Gear 4th.
That's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a big ask, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Like when Logia and shit, like
So I'm assuming
increase the damage.
increase the damage. I mean, I guess that kind of works. It's a very complicated thing because it's. I mean, you can apply it to. Obviously, you can apply it to Gomu Gomu no Mi to make Gear 4, but when it comes to other fruits, I think it'd be hard to.
Maybe like buff the defense. Maybe.
Yeah, pretty good suggestion. I'm gonna grab somebody else, but thank you.
Hello.
Hello. What do you want to see added to GPO?
Okay, so am I able to say like what should like get buffed or I gotta say like
Whatever you want to say.
okay. I think Gore should be nerfed. What's it called? And I think Pika should get buffed PvP wise because it's ass right now.
Fair enough. It's pretty good. Yeah. Well, thank you for your time. What do you want to see added to GPO? That's my question.
I really want to see them at tournaments for Lucas.
Tournaments? What, as in like in-game tournaments or like?
Yeah, but they need to add a fee like they need to put some Pelly or something to make Pelly useful.
That's a good idea. Well, thank you. Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Thank you for
Yeah,
that.
no
Awesome.
problem.
Hello. My question for you is, what do you want to see added to GPO?
Well, that's a hard one. I had one in mind, but I kind of forgot.
Well, I mean, just anything. Like, what do you want to see added? Like, more fruits? Like, what's your...
Oh, hot and cold fruit. Yes, I would love to see that.
A
And
what?
hollow. The hot and cold fruit. It was a filler arc, but
Oh, okay. Yeah,
love to
sure.
see that.
And
the
hollow
Yeah.
would be cool, like in with the models and stuff, like the ghosts and that kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be very fun to use. It wouldn't be for PvP, but just for the fun and miscellaneous fruit.
yeah, sure. Yeah, that's a great idea. Well, thank you for your time. That's a great suggestion. Hello. What do you want to see added to GPO? Anything?
I've been a big fan of the hollow fruit personally, and I think it could personally be implemented very well into GPO with the models from Benere and the strong scripting from the entire team. I think it could personally, it actually work as a very good rare or a legendary. I think it would work very well.
You know, that's crazy because the last person in here also recommended or suggested the hollow fruit as well. Yeah,
Kinda crazy.
I agree with that. I think it's a great suggestion. I mean, the hollow like ghost models would be really cool to
Yeah.
see in GPO, but also
Yeah.
just as like the mechanics, because I assume based on what the fruit actually does, it'd be kind of like more of like a stun fruit. Like you hit
Yeah.
them with a ghost and it would stun them. I can definitely see it being useful for PvP. Maybe not so much PvE because there's like no real AoE in that kind of
Yeah.
fruit, but definitely a
I think there's
rare.
I think there's a big Bomber's big charge up explosion.
Yes.
I think Hollow has a move where it summons like a really big ghost that explodes as well.
That's
Like an
yeah,
ult.
that might be it. That's actually a pretty good idea for an ultimate. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
definitely a fruit I'd like to see. There's a lot of fruits in One Piece. I think there's something like 65 canon fruits or something. There's a lot of fruits.
Yeah, it's like 120 non-canon, including non-canon.
You know what? I'll Google it. How many devil fruits are in One Piece? According to this, there are... Oh, it just says more than 100. It's great. Really specific. Thanks, Google.
I love Google. Yeah.
Yeah, well, the point is, that's a lot of fruits. So, Hollow is up there on my list, but there are a few more fruits I want to see before that, ideally.
What would you like to see personally?
Well, when it comes to fruits, I mean, there's regular Zoans I'd love to see. There's,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, like the community, obviously, there's like a huge wanting for mochi and that
I
kind of
think that's
stuff.
Did you see the GPO sneak peek that was released by Danube?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some sneak peeks that aren't released publicly. Not
Oh,
on-
you have the Patreon.
No, I don't. I'm in creator
Ah.
chat, and Beneer
Oh yeah,
speaks
'cause
to
you're
us.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a few things to do with mochi, and I'm like, as far as I know, it's not coming update 4. I think it's coming update 5. I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'd have to check it, but it could be like an update after that. But basically, it's in development. You know, like, they're working on it. So
Yeah, it's in the works.
yeah. So the point is, like, that fruit's already coming, but the community obviously wants it. The community, I think, wants more Logias. I mean, we still haven't got smoke. We still haven't got.
Oh yeah, I know you're a big Smoke fan. Sorry.
Am I?
I don't know. I don't know if you even realize it, but you kind of just like talk about Smoke a lot. Like it might even just be the Jitte that you like. I think.
Yeah. Well, I like it. Thing is, when it comes to smoke, it's just it's a fruit they haven't added. It's like a thing they skipped over.
Yeah.
But also, like, I mean, Smoker as a character, his Jitte or Jit, well, I don't know how you say it, but like the sea stone tipped like weapon.
Yeah.
It's it's a very unique mechanic.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, that's a really good suggestion for the hollow fruit. I'm gonna grab somebody else, but thank you. What do you want to see added to GPO? Anything?
I just want to see the Grand Line map to be a bit smaller, so it's a more closed-in community, so we can still interact with each other.
Say that again. You want the?
I just want the new map to be a bit smaller, so we can still. It's a more closed community, so we can still like interact with other players.
True, yeah. I think a better idea would just be to get rid of safe zones in the Grand Line, because I mean, interacting with players is great, but a lot of player interaction is PvP. Now, if you get rid
Yeah,
of
true.
if you get rid of safe zones, I feel like it encourages more open world PvP because people can't just hide in safe zones.
I mean, I could kind of see people just going to like the spawn island and just beat up all the starters though.
Yeah, that's true. That could happen. You're right. Well, I mean, apart from that though, you've got things like how to encourage player interactions. I feel like one of the biggest motivators for player interaction, especially on Roblox One Piece games, is competition. And one way to implement that into GPO would be to add like island capture systems. And because if you have to capture the island, right, you're almost constantly competing with other players to capture the island for your crew. And I feel like that's probably really good for it would be really good for player interaction. In my opinion,
There should be kind of like a price though to capture those islands, so it would just not be useless. Like in Pirate Lineage, where you earn 500 every few minutes.
Yeah, I feel like a better idea. I'm not sure if you ever played One Piece Final Chapter 2.
No, I haven't. I wasn't here since then.
Well, basically, there was a game called One Piece Final Chapter 2, and basically how it worked is you would capture an island, and based on how long you captured it, right, you would get these points, these capture points, and basically you could use those capture points to spend on things like stat point resets or race rerolls. So it was almost like by capturing the islands, you would get an alternative to Robux kind of thing. And I feel like that's a great idea for GPO, because a lot of GPO is Robux stuff, like buying stat point resets or, like race rerolls and that kind of thing. I feel like having a different currency for capturing islands that could be spent on, like important stuff would definitely drive like the community to actually participate in that, I think.
But for like that to work, it kind of has to be like a slightly smaller map though. So you can like go to other islands faster if the enemy team is capturing there and you don't have your spawn set there.
Well, I mean, I think it'll be fine because you could just get on your boat and head over there, and it would be like you'd have to be very strategic. You'd have to have like some members who would stay at the island, others that would go. I think the map should be big though. I feel like having a big ocean is really important to a One Piece game, in my opinion. Just to capture that feeling of adventure.
But too big could be a problem too.
Too big can be a problem. It's true.
Yeah, the right size.
Yeah, I agree. The right size is definitely important. Well, thank you for your suggestion. I appreciate it. I'm gonna grab somebody else, but thank you for your suggestion. My question for you is, what do you want to see added to GPO? Anything you want to see added to GPO?
Oh, dude. Usopp class.
Usopp class or Usopp weapon? Like, what do you...
An Usopp weapon like that has moves.
Yeah, that works.
There'll be an M1, and there'll be like if they added an aim effect. If you hold it down, it will like charge up your slingshot.
I mean, we have to be specific. Which Usopp weapon are we talking? Are we talking current Usopp weapon or pre-time skip Usopp weapon? Because they're very different.
I think they should do pre-time skip first and then work their way up. I
mean, that's not a bad idea. I could definitely see that being... Pre-time skip is definitely a lot easier to implement because the moves are a little bit simpler. Although, personally, I hugely prefer post-time skip, like all the pop greens.
Yeah, true.
Like the Venus flytrap one. I made a video on Usopp's, on like just brainstorming ideas for Usopp's weapon. And yeah, I do think it would fit very well in GPO. I think it'd be very popular. So, yeah, that's a great suggestion. Well, thank you for that. That's an awesome suggestion.
No problem.
Okay, so, I mean, I've listened to a lot of suggestions. I probably recorded for a little bit longer than I wanted to, but we basically heard a lot of different people's opinions. We heard a lot of fruit suggestions, a lot of mechanic suggestions. I do think it's very interesting to interact with my subscribers in general, but especially when it comes to their suggestions for GPO, because they are the players. I mean, the people who play the game have this kind of like unique insight into what makes it fun, because they're obviously being brought into the game by something. Something is making them enjoy the game. And if we can help a dev understand what that is, we can definitely help optimize the game for the players. So that's my opinion. I'm going to end the video here, so thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And with that out of the way, I hope you have a great day, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.